A stay-at-home mom in Ohio made $3,200 last month. She did not write a single word herself. She did not draw a single illustration. She does not have a publishing degree, a design background, or even a large social media following. What she does have is a free ChatGPT account, a $14 Midjourney subscription, and 12 children's books sitting on Amazon right now, generating passive income while she sleeps. And before you think this is some kind of guru fantasy, I'm going to show you her exact process, the exact tools she used, and the exact steps you can copy starting today. Stay with me, because in the next 15 minutes, your entire view of online income is about to change. Welcome back to Tech Pulse AI, the channel where we break down exactly how artificial intelligence is creating real money for real people. I am your host, and today, we are going deep on one of the most accessible AI income streams available right now, publishing AI-generated children's books on Amazon KDP, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. Now, Amazon KDP is not new. People have been self-publishing on it for over a decade. But what is new is that AI tools have completely removed the two biggest barriers that kept most people out of this market. Those barriers were writing ability and illustration ability. You needed both to make a professional-looking children's book. Now you need neither. In this video, I am going to walk you through 4 core pillars. First, understanding why the children's book market on KDP is exploding right now and where the money actually comes from. Second, the specific AI tools and exact workflow to create a publish-ready book in under 72 hours. Third, real case studies of people earning between $800 and $6,000 a month doing exactly this. And fourth, a step-by-step action plan you can start implementing today with under $50. Let us get into it. Let me give you some numbers that are going to make your jaw drop. The global children's book market was valued at roughly $11.9 billion in 2023, according to a report from Grandview Research. And within that massive market, Amazon controls somewhere between 60 and 80% of all book sales in the United States. That is a monopoly-level market share. Now here is where it gets really interesting for us as AI creators. Amazon KDP's self-publishing platform paid out over $500 million to independent authors in 2022 alone. $500 million going to people who simply uploaded files to a website. No literary agent, no traditional publisher, no gatekeepers. And the children's picture book category specifically has some of the highest royalty margins on the platform. When you publish a paperback children's book priced between $8.99 and $12.99, Amazon pays you a 60% royalty on the list price minus printing costs. So on a $10 children's book, you might clear $3 to $4 per sale. That does not sound massive until you realize a single book can sell 50 to 200 copies per month completely passively. Now multiply that across 10 or 15 titles and you start to see how people are hitting $3,000 a month. But here is the thing most people get wrong. They think the children's book space is too saturated. And yes, there are millions of books on Amazon. But the secret is something called micro-niche targeting, and I'm going to explain exactly what that means. Instead of writing a generic book about friendship or sharing, you target hyper-specific niches. Think books about a child learning to code, books for kids who are afraid of thunderstorms, books for bilingual Spanish-English households, books about kids with ADHD discovering their superpower. These micro-niches have passionate buying audiences, far less competition, and parents who search for them specifically. A book titled My First Python Adventure, a coding story for kids aged 4 to 8, will consistently outsell a generic book called Be Kind every single time because the buyer intent is crystal clear. And here is the kicker that almost nobody talks about. Amazon's algorithm rewards new books with what is called a honeymoon period. Fresh titles get boosted visibility in search results for the first 30 to 60 days after publishing. That means if you are consistently releasing new titles every 2 to 3 weeks, you are constantly getting free promotional traffic from Amazon itself. This is the strategy. Volume plus niche specificity plus the algorithm honeymoon. Now let me show you exactly how AI makes all of this possible. All right, this is the section you have been waiting for. The actual tools, the actual workflow, and the actual steps. Let me break this down into 3 phases. Phase 1 is story creation, Phase 2 is illustration generation, and Phase 3 is formatting and publishing. For Phase 1, story creation, you are going to use ChatGPT. The free version works fine, but ChatGPT Plus at $20 a month gives you access to GPT-4, which produces noticeably better rhyme schemes and story structure. Now the prompt you use matters enormously. Do not just type, "Write me a children's book." That will give you garbage. Instead, use what I call the spec framework. You tell it the subject, the problem, the emotion, and the conclusion. Here is an example prompt that actually works. Write a 32-page children's picture book for ages 4 to 8 about a little girl named Zara who wants to build a robot but keeps making mistakes. Each page should have 2 to 4 sentences. Use simple vocabulary, a rhyming AABB structure, and end with Zara successfully building her robot and realizing mistakes are how we learn. Include 1 descriptive sentence per page that a children's illustrator could use as an image prompt. That last part is genius because ChatGPT will essentially write your Midjourney prompts for you at the same time. With a good prompt like that, you have a complete manuscript in under 3 minutes. Literally 3 minutes. Now, phase 2, illustration generation. This is where Midjourney comes in. Midjourney is a Discord-based AI image generator, and the basic plan costs $14 a month. For children's book illustration, you want to use a very specific style prompt. Something like this, a friendly cartoon illustration of a young black girl with braids holding a wrench, surrounded by colorful robot parts, soft pastel colors, children's picture book style, flat illustration, Pixar-inspired, white background. The key style descriptors are children's picture book style, flat illustration, and soft pastel colors. These 3 phrases consistently produce images that look professional and age-appropriate. You will generate roughly 40 to 50 images for a 32-page book, selecting the best ones. At Midjourney speed, that takes about 2 to 3 hours of work. But here's a workflow hack almost nobody is using. You can also use Adobe Firefly, which is included in any Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, or even Microsoft Designer, which is completely free if you have a Microsoft account. Microsoft Designer uses Dolly technology and is genuinely powerful for children's style illustration. So your illustration cost could literally be $0. Now, phase 3 is formatting. This is where most beginners panic, and it is completely unnecessary. Amazon KDP has a free tool called KDP Cover Creator and another free tool called the KDP Manuscript Template. You can also use Canva, which has a specific Amazon KDP children's book template built right in. Canva Pro is $16 a month, but the free version handles basic layout perfectly. You drag your illustrations into the template, paste your text, and your book is formatted. For a 32-page picture book, this takes about 4 to 6 hours if you are doing it for the first time. After 2 or 3 books, you will cut that time in half. So let us add up the total cost. ChatGPT free, Midjourney $14 a month, Canva free tier. Your total tool cost is $14, and Amazon KDP charges $0 to publish. There is no upfront cost to list your book. They take their cut only when a sale happens. This is one of the lowest barrier to entry business models that AI has ever created. But wait, let me tell you about the one thing that separates books that sell 50 copies a month from books that sell 200 copies a month, and that is keyword research. Amazon is a search engine. When a parent types easy bedtime story for anxious toddlers into Amazon's search bar, Amazon's algorithm scans book titles, subtitles, and back-end keywords to decide which books to show. Tools like Publisher Rocket, which costs $97 as a one-time purchase, show you exactly which keywords have high search volume and low competition. This is not optional if you want to scale. It is the difference between a hobby and a business. I want to spend this section grounding everything we have talked about in real-world results, because I know some of you are still thinking this sounds too good to be true. So, let me walk you through 3 different people at 3 different income levels who are doing this right now. The first case study is someone I will call Creator A. She is a former kindergarten teacher from Texas who started publishing AI children's books in January of 2023. She started with 0 publishing experience and a budget of about $30. By month 3, she had 6 books live on Amazon and was making approximately $420 a month. By month 8, she had 17 books live and crossed $1,400 a month. Today, with 24 active titles, she is consistently earning between $2,800 and $3,200 a month. Her niche is social-emotional learning books for kindergarten-aged kids. Titles covering things like managing anger, understanding grief, and navigating friendships. These are evergreen topics that school counselors and parents actively search for year-round. She prices her physical books at $10.99 and also offers Kindle ebook versions at $3.99. The ebook version has almost no printing cost, so her royalty margin is much higher at 70% of the sale price. She told a podcaster recently that her biggest regret is not starting sooner. The second case study is a college student from the UK who focused exclusively on STEM-themed children's books, books about coding, space exploration, and engineering for kids aged 6 to 10. This is a niche that has exploded in the last 3 years as parents become increasingly focused on getting their kids interested in technology early. He published his first book in September of 2023. By December, he had earned a total of $2,100 across 9 titles. He is now approaching $800 per month in recurring passive income, and he has not published a new book since February because he is focused on his studies. His books just keep selling. That is the beauty of passive income on a platform like Amazon. The third case study is a creator who took a slightly different approach. Instead of writing original stories, he created what are called activity books. AI-generated content that includes simple mazes, connect the dots, coloring page descriptions, and learning exercises all centered around a theme. Think a dinosaur activity and coloring book for ages 3 to 6. These books take even less time to create because the story writing is minimal, and they are one of the top-selling categories on Amazon KDP for children. This creator runs a portfolio of 31 activity and coloring books and generates between $5,000 and $6,200 a month. His total monthly tool cost is around $45. Now, I want to be completely transparent with you. These are not overnight results. Creator A took 8 months to hit meaningful income. The college student is not quitting school over this, but the trajectory is consistent and the income is genuinely passive once the books are live. The biggest factor separating people who succeed from people who give up is publishing volume and consistency. Every creator I researched who broke the $2,000 per month threshold had at least 15 published titles. This is not a one-book business, it is a catalog business. Think of yourself less like an author and more like a publisher. Publishers succeed through volume and diversity, not by betting everything on one title. And here is one more thing worth mentioning. Amazon KDP is not your only distribution channel. Once you have your book files, you can distribute them to Barnes & Noble Press, Apple Books, Kobo, and Google Play Books completely free through a service called Draft2 Digital. Many creators are doubling their revenue simply by being on multiple platforms without creating any additional content. Okay, let us make this completely actionable. I am going to give you a 30-day roadmap that if you follow it, you will have your first book live on Amazon before the month is over, and you will have the foundation for a scalable catalog business. Week 1 is research and planning. Go to Amazon right now and search for children's books in 3 or 4 different niches that interest you. Look at the bestseller lists. Look at what has reviews from the past 6 months. Read the 1- and 2-star reviews because those tell you exactly what parents wish the book had done differently. That is your product development research. Use Publisher Rocket or even just Amazon's autocomplete search bar to identify keywords with strong buyer intent. Write down 5 specific book ideas with working titles before week 1 is over. Week 2 is creation. Pick your strongest idea and build it. Use ChatGPT with the spec framework I described earlier to generate your manuscript. Use Midjourney, Microsoft Designer, or Adobe Firefly to generate your illustrations. Do not aim for perfection on your first book. Aim for done. A finished book that is 80% perfect and live on Amazon is infinitely more valuable than a perfect book that is still sitting on your hard drive. Week 3 is formatting and publishing. Download the KDP children's book template from Amazon's website or use Canva's KDP template. Drop in your text and images. Create your cover, and this is crucial. Your cover is the most important marketing asset your book has. Use bold colors, a clear central character, and a title that is readable as a tiny thumbnail. Upload everything to Amazon KDP. Fill in your title, subtitle, description, and 7 backend keywords based on your research. Price your paperback between $9.99 and $12.99, and your ebook between $2.99 and $4.99. Submit for review. Amazon typically approves books within 24 to 72 hours. Week 4 is iteration and scaling. While your first book is under review or in its early days, start book number 2. Use what you learned from the creation process to move faster. Track your book's performance in the KDP dashboard. Monitor your page ranking for your target keywords. If your book is not appearing in the first 2 pages of results for its main keyword within 30 days, tweak your subtitle and back-end keywords. Now let me give you the 4 mistakes that kill most beginners before they ever gain traction. Mistake number 1 is picking a genre that is too broad. A book called The Magic of Friendship will drown in competition. A book called Making Friends When You Are Shy, a story for introverted kids, will find its audience. Mistake number 2 is underinvesting in the cover. Parents absolutely judge a book by its cover when shopping online. If your cover looks amateurish, no one clicks. Spend extra time here. Mistake number 3 is publishing 1 or 2 books and giving up when the income is small. The math only works at scale. 15 to 20 titles is where the compounding effect kicks in. Mistake number 4 is ignoring Amazon ads. Once you have 5 or more titles live, allocating even $20 to $30 a month to Amazon's internal advertising platform can dramatically accelerate your organic ranking. The algorithm rewards books that sell, and ads create sales, which create organic visibility. It is a flywheel. One more tool worth mentioning for scaling is BookBolt, which is about $9 per month and helps you design the interior of activity books, puzzle books, and coloring books specifically formatted for KDP. If you want to go the activity book route that the $6,000 a month creator uses, BookBolt significantly cuts your production time. The math on this business is genuinely compelling. At an average of $3 net royalty per sale, you need just 107 sales per month across your catalog to hit $321. Scale to 15 books each, averaging 20 to 30 sales per month, and you are looking at $900 to $1,350 sales per month. That is $2,700 to $4,050, completely attainable within 6 to 12 months of consistent publishing. The tools exist, the market exists, the platform exists. The only variable is whether you are going to start. AI has genuinely leveled the playing field in publishing in a way that has never existed before in history. You do not need a literary agent. You do not need $10,000. You do not need to be an artist or a writer. You need a $14 Midjourney subscription, a free ChatGPT account, and the willingness to publish consistently for the next 6 months. If you found this video valuable, smash that subscribe button right now because every week we bring you exactly this kind of deep dive into how AI is creating real income opportunities for real people. Drop a comment below telling me which niche you are going to target for your first children's book. I read every single comment and I will personally respond to the first 50. And if you want to see our full breakdown of the best AI tools for passive income in 2024, that video is right here on your screen. I will see you in the next one.